welcome back. This episode is about gameplay on a healer, so very different from the damage character that I've been on so far. But it's the same idea. She's going to have her active abilities, the passive abilities from each one, and she's going to have her armor abilities, passives from that, and then she's going to have the effects of her two-piece set, the five-piece set, and the second five-piece set. So she's just a general overland character, but this class and, well, mostly class and the abilities she has, they really generate a lot of healing. And where you can see the best effect from that is where there's a crowd of other players, and usually that means getting out to dolmens. And in this zone, Alakir Desert, they tend to run quite a few dolmens. In fact, you'll be here and you'll see in zone chat people typing the letter X or Y or Z, and that's because they have so many people running dolmens at the same time that they use an add-on to add you to the group that's running. So now notice the green numbers. These are heals, and the others we've seen red numbers. Look at all the green. That is her putting down heals or other people putting down heals, but usually it's yourself. And this will let you see what a wide area of effect that healing can have in the game. And we'll talk about the specific skills. And we're going to have to really anticipate where they're going to show up because these are going to go very, very quickly. So her one set is called Winter's Respite. And it puts, look at the last one at 5 items, it puts basically a ground circle, like every, I think, 10 seconds or something, where if she casts an ability that, see the mist, that is healing, and those flowers are healing too. So I think we're going to try to anticipate where they're going to go. That way we can be ready for them, and I can show you the skills there. That should be next, so we're going to skip to that one. And just wait for them because they go very fast. Yeah, you'll sometimes see groups, multiple groups, and there could be 60 or 70 players running these. It's pretty funny. But like I said, her Winter's Respite puts off that mist, and the ability that she's using is Budding Seeds. That is a morph of Healing Seeds, which you can see at the very top of that box that popped up on the left. So a, that's an area of effect heal, and it's also an overtime heal. There's another heal, Enchanted Growth. There's Blood Altar that actually comes from the Undaunted skill line, and that's another heal over time. Undaunted is related to the dungeons. She also has, these are from the Restoration Staff skill line under her weapon. So rather than destruction, she's using restoration. And here's where they're coming from. All these skills are restoration staff. And so she gets the passive abilities too from that too, which is usually increased restoration or increased healing, rather, increased damage, or something related to helping a group, because healers are meant to help out the group. So this one puts a heal over time. You see the players are getting the green numbers. And then this one does healing in front of her, but also puts up a damage shield on. And if you look at your character page, you'll see minor toughness, minor resolve, minor berserk. Those are the things that are coming from the skills. See them ticking down? What I like to do is have um, some support damage, support AoE, and that also triggers the healing, the Winter's Respite. Um, and see, they're here already, and that's a damage buff, anti-damage buff. So she can also do light attacks and heavy attacks, bash, everything. Every character can do those. Again, those are right in the tutorial. But she's going to focus on putting down some heals. And I'm going to show you when we go to combat metrics, I'm going to show you some interesting things um, that see all the green. And then I think at the end I'll use her ultimate skill to show you how that would work too. So she's not doing much damage. Now, what a healer can do, what all characters can do, when she does a heavy attack, it recharges her resources. It gives her, I believe it's magicka that she gets back. So you also want to make sure that you do some heavy attacks to help get things back. So it's over again. So I'm going to hopefully get the timing right. There we go. So that grove of trees is her healing ultimate. Look at all the green. That's all healing that she's doing. So healers can be really powerful in the game for what they do, not damage, but for the ability to help out the group to put down damage buffs, um, damage shields. There's this one. Let's see. See that ice shield? That's her. So she can put shields around groups of different layers. Some you can see, others you can't, or you can barely see. So they are definitely a support character. The reason that you don't want to really quest on a healer is they have very little damage. Let's take a look at combat metrics. See, very, very little damage. But if you go to this other tab, healing done, she he one of the reasons why I don't trust metrics like damage per second and healing per second. This is a good example. She only did 3,000 healing per second, but look at the overheal and the absolute heal. So she put out 500,000 heals, but only 26,000 counted. You know why? Because the game only counts the healing that the player you heal needs. So if they only need 1,000 heals and you output 50,000, you only get credit for that 1,000. So that's why you need to take those with a grain of salt. So she did quite a bit of healing um, in just that short time. Here's the buffs that were active. And by the way, it may break down a larger fight into pieces in combat metrics. So I'll have to scroll, I think. So here are some of the skills that we're running. Minor Resolve, Minor Berserk. Those are the passives running in the background that you get from using some skills. And then other abilities. Healing Thicket is that ultimate I used, but I think we're going to have to scroll. Yeah, it broke the total fight um, into pieces because they sometimes it does that. And so look at just before that, she out her output was over 700,000 heals, an overheal of almost 700,000. So she puts out a lot of healing and will give a lot of these different buffs to the people around her, or sometimes the skill you may need to actually be grouped with a person for them to benefit. That's a change that ESO made in the past that I just don't like because it really hurts the overland play like we just saw because people just show up, they tend not to group, you know. But healers can be really, really powerful in ESO, and they can be a lot of fun to play, and they really help out a group. So I encourage you to try them out with the caution that they don't have a lot of damage, so I wouldn't create a dedicated healer just to do questing. Otherwise, it's going to take you really a long time to kill enemies compared to others. So, all right, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video.